Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel all about football. So in today's video, we're gonna preview Premier League match day. So without wasting time, let's get started. So Premier League will be back in action with lots of game incoming. So we're gonna preview game by game. So first game is gonna be Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. It's an unbelievable how Eric Ten Hag changed Manchester United. The work he has done is just unbelievable. Like the improvement of players, the mentality, and the boost he has given. Now he is in top three contention and he will be charging for Premier League trophy this season. Can you believe it? Manchester United will be charging this Premier League trophy. Like this is how crazy Tenek has done a work with Manchester United. If you look at the Premier League table, Manchester United are on fourth position with a less game played and with 38 points. Now, if they win tomorrow's game, they will be on a second place. Now, if you look at Crystal Palace, they have played 18 games and are on 12th on Premier League table board. If you look at the Crystal Palace game, they have lost all their latest games, so it will be not that difficult to beat Crystal Palace. Right now, they are in not a good form, but on the other hand, Manchester United are in a great form. They have game, and game, especially after coming from the World Cup, the form is top notch, and they have beaten Manchester City in their Manchester derby. So their confidence is on another level right now, and they did a comeback in that game. So they are flying right high. The player to be watched out from Manchester United is to be obviously Marcus Rashford. The form he is in, top red form, is just unbelievable, and obviously Casemiro. The defensive duty is and the solidity at the back he brings is just unbelievable. And from Crystal Palace, it will be Victor Zaha. Obviously, he's an just unbelievable player. Now it's prediction time. If you ask my prediction, I will go with a United 2-0 win over Crystal Palace. Moving on to our next game, it will be Manchester City versus Tottenham. Right now, Tottenham is not in a good shape. The Tottenham we have seen is starting under Conte is not the same Spurs right now. We are This is a different Tottenham we are seeing right now. And if you look at their current game run of form, they have been struggling. Like they have drawn with Brentford, then Aston Villa they have lost, then they have won against Crystal Palace. In FA Cup they have won a match, but again Arsenal they have lost match 2-0. So if you see on the other hand, Manchester City are also not in a good consistent run of form. Their graph has been up and down as you can see their game. With Everton they have drawn, with Chelsea both the ties they have won, then Southampton has beaten them in FA Cup, and with Manchester United the team who is in a transition have beaten them 2-1 at Old Trafford. So both the teams are not in a good form. And if you talk about Spurs, I think it is in their midfield. That's why they have been struggling under Conte. And Conte is a type of a manager who needs signing so his system can work. And what do you think Richarlison should start the game against Manchester City because Manchester City would have the ball and you can frustrate Manchester City and they are struggling against him who has been counter-attacking. We have seen it against Manchester United. And Conte knows how to take away points from Manchester City. He has been doing this in the previous season where he did the league double on them. So he can do pretty much the same this season where he can utilize the fast runners and dribblers on the far outer side of wing. So it will be a good battle between the counter attacking and the team who love to play with the ball. And if we talk about the main match or player to be watched out from Manchester City is obviously Kevin De Bruyne. He creates everything for them. So it is very important to mark this player. And it will be a hurricane, the player to be watched out from Spurs, like the goal scoring machine for Spurs this season. And if you ask my prediction that Manchester City cannot afford to lose this match because Manchester United are right behind them with 1 point difference. So it will be hard fought victory win for Manchester City 1-0 type kind of win. Moving to our next game, Liverpool versus Chelsea. This will be a good battle. We all know that recently Chelsea have been struggling under Graham Potter. Chelsea have signed Graham Potter recently, but they have been struggling because he did not get his player. I know they have made a lot of signing, but somehow that signing are not working for them because they have signed only strikers. The problem is in their midfield or in the defense line, but they are slowly getting on track. So it will be not an easy match also for Chelsea to win against Liverpool because Liverpool are also struggling this season. Like their team or whenever the team that hit them on transition like Chelsea can do in this match, they struggle to defend because their defense is not up to the mark. And if you see their games of runs, like Liverpool have barely survived, they have drawn or either they have lost the easy fixture. I mean to say where they can win or take the all 3 points that they are not taking it from easy opponents. And on the other hand, if you see their table position, they are ninth and 10th places. Like Liverpool is on the ninth and Chelsea is on the 10th place. It's a game on the stake for many things, like position wise. If Chelsea wins, they can overtake Liverpool, and if Liverpool wins, they can overtake Chelsea. And what do you think? Let me know comment down below that Aubameyang should start this Liverpool game. I think yes, he should start because he is an experienced player. And if you look at the Chelsea's run of game, they are not in a good run of form. As I said, all the teams have been struggling this season, especially Chelsea. If you look at their winning streak is not so good. So it will be an even match, Chelsea versus Liverpool. So it will be a very exciting match to see. Both the teams are struggling, and it is a very bad to see that both the teams are going through a lot of injury that has provoked their season. So if you talk about the main man, it's obviously I think Mohamed Salah, and this is the time that he should show his class that why he is the best player and he should stand out for Liverpool. And if you think, ask me, sorry, I think it's going to be Thiago Silva, the player to be watched out for from Chelsea side. It's going to be once again defense. Now this match will be an even match and Liverpool gonna win this match by 1-0. I think Liverpool has got that enough quality to beat Chelsea at this point of. Now our next match is Leicester City versus Brighton. No doubt Brighton is a good team. Like their manager is also a good, meaning he got a good ready-made team from Graham Potter, which he left before signing Chelsea. The players are over Brighton are top-notch, especially Leandro Trossard. I still don't know why big teams have not signed him. They should sign Leandro Trossard. He's a big talent. Brighton are also playing well, and I think they have got enough firepower in them to beat Leicester City. And if Brighton beat Leicester City 4-0 or 4-1 type of a score line, then it will be not surprise to see that because they are really good side. So I'm going with a Brighton win over Leicester City, a thumping win, 4-1 kind of a win. And next game is Southampton versus Aston Villa. I think it will be a draw between Southampton and Aston Villa, a 0-0, and it will be a KG match to see. So that's it. Moving on to the next game, that is West Ham versus Everton. Now Everton, Frank Lampard has done a pretty much job, and especially if you look at the defender, Frank Lampard has signed pretty much well defense and made them a really solid at defensive unit. And if you talk about West Ham, they are like in a red cold form. So I think the match can end up in a draw, but I think Everton will win over West Ham. I think West Ham gonna win 1-0 over Everton. And next game is Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest. It will be a 0-0 draw between Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. Nothing to talk much in this game, but it will be a boring 0-0 draw. Now moving on to our next fixture, and that is Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. Now Newcastle, Eddie Howe team is third on the Premier League table, and I think they will want to win this match. so that they can keep the pressure on Manchester City and Newcastle can qualify for the Champions League next season. Now, Eddie Howe has done a pretty much decent job with Newcastle. If you look at their signings, not only just signings, but the work he has done with all the signings, like Almiron is pissing fire right now. Nobody has thought that a player like Almiron will piss fire. And if you look at their signing, they have not signed star players, but all their signing have worked out because they have sportingly they are very good and everything is working fine for them. And if you talk about all the signing like Bruno Guimaraes and everything, they are working perfectly fine and they are working as a team, as a unit. And I think they will win and keep the pressure on Manchester City. Now we move to our next match, that is Manchester City versus Wolves. Now Manchester City is struggling this season. No doubt they have signed Erling Haaland, Julian Alvarez, a top players, quality, but they have been struggling against teams who press them and who sits and counter attack them. No doubt in their previous meeting that they have beaten Wolves 3-0 or 3-1 kind of score. I really don't remember, but Wolves have to really mark Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. Like they have to really press them if they want to take out something out of this game. And obviously, you cannot press Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva all of the match. They are world class players and they will produce something from nothing. So, but you have to be careful about both of these players in the midfield. But the pressure over here will be on Manchester City because they are second currently on the league point table and they cannot afford to lose point or drop points anymore because Arsenal and Manchester United are not dropping points and they are winning game which they can win easily. So the pressure over here will be on Manchester United and not Newcastle. So they can really match up their intensity and can frustrate them by sitting deep into their own half and play on a counter attacking side. Or if they press them, they have to press up top and really be sharp so that the space behind you are covered really well. Otherwise, Kevin De Bruyne will exploit these places and it will be a trouble for Wolves to win this match. And what do you think? In let me know comment down below that I personally think Erling, Phil Foden has dropped his form. Like a little bit deep has been come in his form. He is not performing like he was doing in the start of this season. Do you think it is because of the irregular game time he gets over there? Let me know in the comment down below. And if you talk about the player to be watched out from Manchester City, it's going to be Erling Haaland. Obviously, he is in red top hot and he has already scored so many goals that I can't remember right now. So Erling Haaland is a player to be watched out from. And if you ask me from Wolves and Manchester City prediction, it's gonna be a really tough match for Manchester City. But I think Manchester City will win 2-0 at last of all things because they have got a great quality and has something magical players in them. They can win games in a sticky situation. Moving to the next match, that is Leeds United versus Brentford. Nothing to talk much about this game, only just prediction. I think it's gonna be a 0-0 draw for both the teams, and it will be a very close game to be watched. So moving on to our main event, and that is Arsenal versus Manchester United, the the league leaders versus the Manchester United, who can put a charge by winning this game for a Premier League title this season. Not only that, but if Manchester United beat Arsenal this season, they will do a league double on them, on Arsenal, who are favourites to win Premier League this season. Now, Manchester United have beaten Arsenal in this season Premier League on Old Trafford with a scoreline of 2-1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that Arsenal is not the same Arsenal right now, and that Manchester United is not the same Manchester United right now. Arteta has done a pretty much job. I know they wanted to sign a players, but the players are not coming. But the team right now they are is just unbelievable to watch. Like Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, they are a good side to watch, and they play like a family, which is more important. That is pleasing to watch them because they are playing like a more of a unit, a more like a team. And not only that, but Arsenal have a chance to beat Manchester United and completely increase the point difference between all the team, meaning the second team and the first team. So they have a chance in hand to beat Manchester United and increase the point difference between Manchester City and Arsenal. Now Manchester United also have a point to beat Arsenal and do a league double. Not only that, but to finish and to give them a hope for a title against Arsenal, and they finish in second position. The player to watch out for Manchester United will be Marcus Rashford. Obviously, he has scored a goal in all the matches he has started after this break, and we hope to do so in all the remaining matches and to continue his form in a great. And for Arsenal, it will be Martin Odegaard, the player to be watched out for because he can score from anywhere. Now, if you ask my prediction, it's not going to be that easy. What we see in the previous match, it's gonna be tough because Arsenal we will be having the back in their mind that Manchester United can do a double over them. Not only them, that they can point drop and Manchester City can overtake them and can win the league. But they will also be having also that they can beat Manchester United and increase the gap point difference. Now Manchester United will be also having in mind that they can beat Arsenal and close down the gap for the top four between Manchester City and them, and they can finish second instead finishing third in the Premier League season. And I think it's gonna be a very difficult match to predict now. So I'm not gonna predict this match. Now moving on to our next match, that is Fulham versus Tottenham. Nothing to say about this match, but I think Fulham can beat Tottenham at their home, a 1-0 kind of a win. So guys, that's it for me. If you like my video, then please like, subscribe and do comment, and thank you for watching. Until next time, peace out.